Hello, everyone, and welcome to another series of She Rises, Amplify, and Thrive Live Speaker Series. I am Kelly Boyer, the founder of She Rises and She Rises Foundation, and I am a mentor for women through my Clarity Method. At She Rises, our mission is so simple. It's to help women rise up to fully step into their feminine leadership and create changes in their community, in the world, just for the entire collective. And that's why we bring amazing voices like Sarah Massiah here today to just spark inspired action and wisdom and ideas to just remind us that what's possible when women support other women. And for me personally, this mission runs so deep, especially in my work through the Clarity Method, which also powers the She Rises Foundation. It is truly all about women becoming unstuck, finding their voice, and just leading from that place of wholeness and authenticity. And today's conversation with Sarah ties right into this. And I'm so glad to have you here with us, Sarah. And I'm going to share a little bit with our audience about who you are. And
Lovely.
Sarah is the founder of the Golden Key Energy Healing System, which aids soul awakening with divine keys, angels, and Akashic healing. And today, our topic is: are you caught in the vibration of dis-ease? Uncover the power of inner healing. And so, welcome, Sarah. I'm so happy to have you here with us.
Thanks. Thanks so much, Kelly. It's lovely to be on and lovely to share some lovely divine messages with the listeners there. So it's lovely to be here.
Yes. Oh, I would love it. And before we got started, you had said that you already have channel messages that are coming through. Would you like to go ahead and start us off with one, and then we'll dive right in?
Absolutely, absolutely. So I've basically channel a lot with Lord Melchizedek for those that don't know me, and I've written two books along with Lord Melchizedek. One is about healing from within, and the other is about our ascension at this time, our journey of ascension on Earth. And yeah, it's just looking at it. And basically, I work multidimensionally, but I did channel something for everybody that's here. So I'm just going to read it because, yeah, it is channeled. So this is a message for all. You have always been whole. It is only your journeying that has created dents in your systems, drawing you away from this feeling. Your soul essence is wholeness, for you are creator beings in form. Through trillions of incarnation experiences, these dents have played havoc with your systems. Here we speak of the way you operate, or your lack of ability to operate in wholesome ways, including the ability to operate with full health. Each of you has walked through trillions of incarnations, moving out of the vibrations of wholeness. When healing from within, you are always moving in the right direction, back to the vibration of wholeness. We wish to impart that all dents can be reformed at this time. Many have incarnated now to be reformed back to wholeness, back to who you truly are. For you are all creators in form and master creators, I should have added. This is written as a reminder not only of your heavenly roots, but also to remind you that wholeness is within your reach. For eons of what you call time, the journey back to wholeness has eluded you, as all here experienced a pause in remembrance of their true roots. The dance of deep knowing, the knowing that you are indeed multidimensional creator beings immersed in the duality of existence, was kept from you in order to reset. This pause and reset was required as all souls harness so much knowledge for soul growth through lower dimensional interactions. Without this knowledge, ascension back to wholeness would be less expansive for the soul, as each of you must be able to assimilate what was learned concerning lower vibrational journeying. So back to wholeness, being dented by experience, must be drawn on but not savoured. For many savour an old story of woe, hardship, or tragedy. What old story keeps repeating in your mind? This is not to say that woe, hardship, or tragedy did not occur or the feelings invoked were not real, but the savouring of it long after an event has passed must be released. One may ask if savouring is the correct word. Savouring implies some form of enjoyment, even when something is unenjoyable. But perhaps woe in our past has been savoured because it gives us something in return. Uh, for instance, regurgitating a woe over and over may bring comfort or offer reassurance to self. Look what I survived. There is always a reason for retelling issues over and over again. Yet each time the story is retold, the dent is strengthened and much is weakened through the energy of retelling. We are not discussing here talking therapies, which are cathartic. We speak of endless loops in one's mind, which can become caught, having to retell and relive woe, hardship, or trauma. Clearing such dents made through woes, trauma, and hardship is helpful when one is stuck in a loop, bringing one back closer to this wholeness. And then in this, we initiate deep knowledge and understanding through these words. Namaste.
Oh, thank you. That was beautiful and really profound. I loved it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
thanks. Yeah. So I think before we talk about dis-ease, we all really need to remember that we are whole, like we're already whole and we were already whole, and we've all entered the duality of existence to gain great understanding and great information and great knowledge about, because if we didn't have lower dimensional stuff that we've walked through or experienced, we couldn't then assimilate everything we've learned and really become much more knowledgeable. So I think we need to look at our past incarnation experiences as a gift rather than something terrible that's happened to us, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with that. I think that
Mm,
is I want to say one of the beautiful things about being here on this planet is that it is created for polarity.
it
So,
is.
yeah, and I think that oftentimes a lot of people are like, "Oh, this like polarity. Like, why can't I just know? Like, just have
Mm,
have the happy part of it." But
mm,
if we also didn't have the discomfort, we wouldn't really understand what the beauty of the good part of it is. And
absolutely.
and I think you're right. And I do think that even we've incarnated a lot of times on this planet, but
Yes, yeah,
good. So like we've experienced that almost like an infinite amount of times it kind of feels like, but
yeah,
each time it just makes our soul just expand more and more and more, and we become I just got this vision of us being these really ginormous
yeah,
conscious beings that are just like oh, I could feel it. It's like in so much love. Like we need that. So thank you for letting me share
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, that's lovely. Yeah, that's great. And we are actually bigger than we know. If we could see how actually big we are, because we are multidimensional, but our true self is huge, you know, huge being of light. And, we've all agreed to step into this duality. Sometimes you think, oh, why am I here? Why is all this happening to me? But nothing was done to us, believe it or not, without free will. So we've walked through terrible experiences, and some of us may have walked through not so great experiences in our lifetime now that we're actually walking through now. But we can actually give back the energy of anything that's happened, trauma or or panics or whatever we're going through. We can actually really heal our energy of that trauma, panic, and it might take some work. Because one of the questions I think I was going to get you were going to ask was healing can be complicated. I think it was when
Hmm.
dealing with deep rooted issues, and it absolutely can. I emphasize a lot in my work that healing is rarely about addressing just one issue. We might have like a middle, a core, let's say, issue, but there might be shoots off of it. So we have to keep unpicking it. It's like having a huge onion and taking back layers each time we take a layer back. we move forward and we, yeah, heal and we become greater than we were before and more able and more confident. And yeah, so it's all about peeling back onions, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I should say.
It truly is. And I love the part in your channel message when you channeled that if we hold on to those hurts and those traumas and those wounds, then there's a savory piece to that.
Yeah,
And then the way that you define savory is there's really something that I always take that as we're getting some sort of benefit from it, whether we
yeah,
know it or not.
yeah,
And I loved how you shared, even when we share it for, even if we're sharing it for people to just hear about it, or, to
yeah,
kind of share our trauma, there is a
yeah,
piece, I'm going to say there is a beneficial piece for us in that, whether it's healthy or not, you know.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, yeah, because it's not talking, the message wasn't about like going to talking therapies and it not being
mhm.
cathartic. It's about constantly looping back to the same
Yeah.
trauma. And we all have, and we all, I mean, we've all faced trauma in our walk through experience. That's why we're all here and we're all, living through experience. But it's about the constant looping back that we need to like dissect and really dig deep within
Hmm.
to
Yeah.
transmute that kind of energy.
I'm gonna let us loop back to the question that you had about how healing can be really complicated.
Yeah.
Um, can you talk a bit about what often talk about why, like in more detail, why healing often requires us looking at multi-interconnected parts that are within ourselves?
Yeah. So basically, patterns, energies could have been running for eons of time. It's not necessarily beginning in this lifetime that we need triggers in this lifetime. So, say we have a traumatic event, let's say someone screams at us, for instance, there would have been past experiences of being screamed at uh,
Mhm.
through our journeying. And my work and probably your work is multidimensional. So it might not even be from here, it could be from another time, place, and space that we might need to look at being trapped, being screamed at. And then we get triggered here by being screamed at. And then it becomes a great big energy ball that is something that's so dreadful for us that we can't move forward from it. So so with when we're looking at reasons, uh what's triggering us and yeah, why it can be complicated, we need to look at triggers. And we might have had, for one issue, we may have had about 6 triggers. So it's really about us digging deep, looking within, reflection, and really taking a pause to do some self-healing work. And it doesn't have to be energetic healing, it can be reflections, it can be
Mhm.
affirmations. There are things we can do to help ourselves as well. So it's about looking at what we can do to help ourselves, as well as maybe accessing healing or even learning to heal ourselves, which I'm a great advocate for, that we can all actually learn to heal ourselves. We might come to someone to aid us, but I do believe we can all take steps to heal ourselves.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with that. Funny that you picked getting screamed at because
Yeah.
I'm like I resonate with that so much in this lifetime, and any past life regressions that I've done, I've always been screamed at. So
Oh, bless you.
yes, I was like, "Oh, that's so divinely timed right there." But so when you were saying
Oh.
that, I was like, "Oh, yes, I totally understand that."
Oh, bless you.
Oh, how
Maybe
funny.
it was what I meant to say that. I don't know. They just like, yeah, I've got old McCall's deck here. He may have wanted to bring that up. I don't know, but bless him.
But
Yeah.
the other point that I love that you said was it doesn't always have to be deep healing. And I think that we've kind of maybe like programmed ourselves a bit that when something happens, we think, "Oh my gosh, I have to do this deep healing. I have to go really deep." And sometimes, like you said, it could just be affirmations or just having the awareness of, "Well, wait a minute. That's not how I want things to go anymore. I have a choice to do something
Yeah.
different." So
Absolutely.
I love that you brought that out because I think that is important for people. And I feel like that that's where um it starts.
Yeah.
Is being able to do some of that those easier things. And then if you need deep healing, I'm like, you go to Sarah. Sarah will help
Yeah,
you.
yeah, bless you. Oh dear. Yeah, so our deep and most powerful answers are inside of us. But yeah, and when we bring our awareness inward, instead of searching for external fixes, it can really, we can really start shifting because we have for eons of time looked outside ourselves to heal,
Mhm.
when many answers do lie within us, and many of us actually have an awareness of what's going on, but we just need to help sometimes to access that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I
Yeah.
mean, I used to always say I used to do a lot of intuitive readings and people
Mm.
would come to me and I would share with them like, "Oh yeah, I'm like I just had an intuitive reading from so and so." And they're like, "Why would you need an intuitive reading?" I'm like, "Well, psychics need psychics and I'm all healers need healers." And
Absolutely.
yeah, and it really is because sometimes that you just get to that piece where you're just a little stuck and you need
Yeah,
as somebody else's insight or somebody else's gift is the thing that kind of helps you up over that hump. So
absolutely.
so Linda did comment in the chat box, which is so
Oh,
beautiful. She was saying that what we're talking about that it's so true and she said Sarah has worked with me on many issues.
bless
So, yeah,
Linda.
I love
Hi,
it.
Linda. Yeah, thank you. That's lovely. Bless Linda.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to shift gears about talking about dis-ease? And
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, so you and I've heard you say I have heard you say this before about disease starting it begins within us.
Yeah.
And so I would love if you can explain how digging like deep within ourselves, how that helps us heal and reclaim our divine power.
Absolutely. So when we dig deep within, we can transform things that are going on in our body because dis-ease, or when we look at the word dis-ease, it means not being at ease. So it's linked to fear. And a great one to really heal is shocks. So we think of trauma, but shocks, shocking events, fear, especially if we're in fear, for instance, of like a virus or something like that. Fear attracts certain things to us that are of the same vibration. So when we're really digging deep within, we need to look at our fears. Do we fear getting ill? Do we fear getting sick? What's coming up for us? We have to look at a huge amount of things if we're going on our, healing path. And as I say, it doesn't have to be deep healing. It can be affirmations, or tapping even. There's many therapies we can use to help us as well as um, obviously modern medicine, which I'm not saying that we shouldn't use. Being an ex-nurse, I was nursing for 20 years, so I'm not against. I just have to say, but I'm just saying that there are other ways to look at it as well. So while you might be doing using medicine, there are ways to look at it because everything in the universe, okay, is energy. Everything, even dis-ease, comes from certain energetic vibrations, and quantum physics is beginning to teach us, yeah, that we're all quantum and that we're vibrational beings with the frequencies. And so it's really yeah, looking at energetic blocks, if you like, things that have got in our way of yeah, becoming whole again as we're going back to wholeness. And looking at energies like shock, as I say, trauma, fear states, depression, like depressive states, all of everything we will have walked through, and there will be reasons for each of them. So, say we really have times where we berate ourselves, we would have maybe been berated, or when I look at the key work, we may have been holding it for eons of time, and we might all be running it because some of my work works collapsing through timelines, collapsing at a DNA level. So we might be holding it in our makeup. It's always been there, but so we're all be experiencing this type of energy. So it's looking at where these started. We might be creating it even through what we believe, or what we might even be holding certain energies through what we're creating. So it's looking at where it stems from and collapsing it at the root is yeah, the work I do. But it's also as I say, about acknowledging it within yourself, and that's the first step of healing yourself.
Mhm. This just kind of came to mind when you were talking about being it possibly being stored in our DNA makeup, and we talk about past lives.
Yeah.
Um, I'm like, it kind of came in as like I could hear it. But in your opinion, and I just am curious, do
Mm,
you feel that it's possible that, like I said, we've had many, many past lives, and it could have been
mm,
I'm going to say that DNA of dis-ease, like the dis-ease in that DNA molecule, whatever that molecule is. Do
mm.
you feel that it's possible that it could have been from, let's say 5 past lives back? It didn't
Yes.
activate, but it's not until this time when there's a particular trigger that it would activate? Am I
Absolutely. That's
okay?
what yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, yeah, how I see it. So it might not even be from, as if people are here, I'm talking multidimensional as well now, because that's
Mhm.
the work I'm doing as well. But it might be from another time, place, and space as well, that we're holding that particular energy. So it's
Yeah.
about collapsing it from wherever it began. So it's going back to the absolute key point where it began. And I work basically with Creator, and we just give it all back to Creator and put back a brilliant new energy in heavenly ways. It always ends in heavenly ways. But it's about yeah, so it's about looking at, actually we're triggered here. So when something began, what was going on around that time? What was happening? What came up for you? Was there a real fear? Was there a huge shock? And then, it might take a while to come out in the system, our body, because our body shows us what we're holding. So when we talk about dis-ease, it's about where we're not feeling at ease and what's been happening around that. Where's going back to triggers, really, what trigger points. But as I say, when we're looking at one particular issue, there may be various components to that we need to heal. So the first one I would be looking at is, do we believe we can heal ourselves? Because many people
Yes. Ooh.
or souls don't, and that's a big topic, really. Do we believe we can heal ourselves? Do we believe that healing works? We might believe it like we might think consciously we do, but there can be undercurrents and different things that we've walked through where, we tried different things, and eons ago we'd have used potions and lotions from the land, and they may have not helped us. So it's about looking at also your healing, your beliefs around healing, basically, as well as looking at what the triggers are.
Yes, yes. I love that you said that about your belief around healing, but it's most importantly because I want to think on most levels that people are like, yes, I believe that I can heal. And like you said, that's very conscious, right? That's coming from
Yeah,
our conscious mind, our logical
yeah,
mind, even our ego mind, right? That's saying, oh
yeah,
yeah, we can do this. But when it gets to the unconscious, which is really those deeper layers that oftentimes, like, I mean, I'm a psychology nerd, so I know that 95% of our daily living is being run from those subconscious programs that we have no
absolutely,
idea is even happening. So
absolutely,
so when we go in there to dig for like when we're really digging about beliefs, because that's where they start, and there's
yeah,
that belief that says, "Oh no, I don't think that I can do that," right?
mm,
So
absolutely.
it sounds like what you do is you explore that even more. So do you start digging into, well, why wouldn't you believe that?
Yeah, well, basically, before one of my sessions, this is how I work. I channel with Lord Melchizedek and Creator what is the next thing to be worked on. Yeah, so it's all channeled and it's what's highest and best for that soul at that moment in time. So it normally does absolutely resonate with the person that's coming to have the healing. Obviously, I do look at other bits if something comes up, and yeah, I can get like we get messages and affirmations as well during um to end sessions or to like positive pointers that
Mhm.
upstairs love to give. So, but yeah, we do. Yeah, it works by me channeling it, but it would also be interactive. So we would really dig deep. And I just, yeah, we don't really need to go into the story so much now either.
I
I've
love it.
found we just need to say, is it okay to release any feelings of, say, great dismay? And if we're working on the energy of dismay, for instance, then yeah, we just collapse any old energies of great dismay. We don't need to talk through every single great dismay that's ever happened.
Mhm.
If I'm seeing some great dismay from another time, place, and space, I'd, we might talk about it, depending if the client would like to talk about it or not, or we don't have to talk about it at all. We can just say, is it all right to collapse any great dismay? So it depends what you're working on. But when I'm saying things like great dismay, we have to remember, there's so many odd little things that we think, oh, I'm upset, but upset can also be dismay. So it's looking at the
Mhm.
vibration of words, because words have all words, whatever language it is, carry a vibration. So
Mhm.
dismay is carrying a vibration, as is upset. So you might think, oh, I'm upset, but you might be upset and dismayed, for instance.
Mhm.
So it's looking really digging deep into nuances of energies that cause us to become diseased because we're looking at obviously the not great energies and
Mhm.
then we transforming that to positive energy and vibrations coming back, in. So it's quite complex when we break it down, really.
It is. As you're talking about it, I'm getting this vision of like the web that we oftentimes weave from things that,
Yeah,
and and it's all so sticky, but it's moving through that web to get to the center of what it actually is. And I
yeah,
love that you said, we don't have to retell the story. And it's
mm,
just, and to me, that's an awareness thing. Oh, okay, it's right there because I'm not a firm believer of having to retell stories because why do we have to re-traumatize ourselves? Because our body and our subconscious don't know if it's happening right now or if it's something that happened again, I'll go say like 5 lifetimes ago.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Absolutely, absolutely. So it's no, I mean, some people find it, as I say, cathartic to tell the truth. And I'm not against people, talking, but we don't have to relive the story when we're healing some energy behind it. We don't have to. And I
yeah,
think that's important because, yeah, why, as you say, and I agree, why relive something that is not so great? Just,
right.
yeah, give it back to source and transform it and
Yeah.
yeah, and with healing work also, when you are healing from within, sometimes it can take a while to integrate. Sometimes my work can take a week, 2 weeks to be. The longest I've had is a year to kind of integrate some of the energy. And that's
Mhm.
because if it all went out whoosh and we've been holding something really, really deeply for eons of time, and we suddenly let it all go, we'd be like they told me a gibbering kind of wreck. So to slowly, sometimes it might take 3 weeks to fully integrate. It doesn't mean it's not done, but it just might take a little bit of time. I don't know. Yeah, so it's just about letting the integration happen. And that's probably true for all healing we're doing, even if it is um, not even only if, but if it's talking therapies, any therapy we've had, there will be a time when you need to let stuff integrate. And I think that's important to point out as well.
And yeah, and with integration, I do agree with that because I think, like you said, if it went away, if we took it away all at once. So let me back
Yeah,
up. If it took a long time for it to honestly to end up manifesting in the body, right? If
yeah,
we were
yeah,
to take that away quickly or instantly. Like it really can put our body can go into shock with that.
Absolutely.
And I do believe that our bodies knows what's best. So whether it takes 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 years for it to integrate, like the body
Yeah,
knows everything that it's doing. It is such an intelligent consciousness is what I'm going to call it, that our bodies just know what it is that we need. I'm sorry.
absolutely.
Real quick, Linda did make a couple of comments. She made a comment, and I think it was when we were talking about like the real root of things. The comment that she
Mm.
made
Was
was
worked with
what?
the inner child as well, where she,
Oh, Linda, are you sharing about the lack of love, or did you?
oh, well, yes. I mean, yes.
Okay,
I mean, am I on the recording?
you are. You're
I'm so
unmuted.
You
sorry.
are,
I
bless
didn't,
you.
forgive me. I didn't know. I was also talking that we recently worked on some inner child issues as well in this lifetime yeah, the lack of love, it's difficult, as Sarah has taught me more and more,
Mhm.
and also programs that I've worked with over the years, that without the love you cannot heal anything within your body or your mind. There has to be a loving essence that is involved, and Sarah is a beautiful being of love and light that does
Bless you.
exhibit this, and she also extends it outward when you work with her. I encourage
Oh,
anyone to work with her. So I've been working with her for years, and we've really opened up a lot of my physical problems, that there were many 18 surgeries, blah blah blah, that we've healed and released. So I'm still a work in progress, as I think we all are, but
you are.
she's
Mhm.
she's awesome. She
Oh, bless you,
she's
Linda. So are you.
awesome.
Oh,
Yeah, bless you. And remember that you're healing yourself. I'm like,
Uh,
we're the channels, and we've been gifted to aid you heal yourself, and you are amazing as well. So
yeah.
yeah.
okay, thank you. I'll turn my mic off. I didn't know
Oh,
it was on, love. Forgive me.
that's
Forgive me.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. So we're glad that your mic was off and you were able to share. So, um, and then we are going to do audience questions, but I do have another
Okay.
question for you because I feel like this is really important in regards
Yeah,
to us talking about dis-ease and just the way things do manifest in the body. And I feel like a lot of that also happens on the collective on a collective level. And so
absolutely.
my question to you is, I feel like collectively we have kind of obsessed about dis-ease and I'm talking about like dis-ease all the way across the board, not just
Mm.
maybe physical or mental ailments. We're talking about just hate.
Yeah,
I don't want to use the word hate, but like there just has been a lot of hate and fear too that is dis-ease, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So I'm curious as like why would you feel like right now is the time to adopt like a new mindset?
Well, we've talked about ascension. I guess a lot of people that have been on the calls with you, and you yourself, Kelly, know about the ascension process. But
Mhm.
basically, we're all moving back towards knowing who we truly are. But when we move back to knowing who we truly are, there will be energies that don't want us to move back to who we truly are, and also energies that aren't awake as we are yet. So those that aren't awake often are in fear-filled states, and that's what we're talking about, dis-ease. And part of dis-ease is being in a fear-filled state, and often hate or anger or any of these energies comes really when we look at it from fear, shocks, trauma, things that have happened to that soul, rather than because our true essence, everybody's, and people might disagree with this. I'm not talking about terrible actions here. I'm not excusing them, but our absolute essence is love. But when we entered the duality, we forgot who we were. And as in my channeled message, we hit a pause for a while in our evolutionary journey on Earth because it was deemed necessary so that we could experience really not so great stuff. So when we do wake, and the ones that are awakening now are aiding the next person to awake, and it's really like a row of dominoes. So one person awakes and they aid others awake, even by raising your vibration and how you react to things aids someone else. But yeah, so in the collective, there has been a lot of fear, and there still is, and we see it playing out now. But the point is, we need not to get caught up in it. And if we are getting triggered by something, then we can still do some healing on that ourselves and look at what's triggering us to feel. I don't know, let's say there's so much injustice going on and we can't handle it, so we get very, very upset. We could look at the energy of injustice and what that means for us. And if we heal ourselves from injustice and take ourselves out of the bigger picture, if you like, then we're aiding the collective, because every time someone or a soul drops an old energy, it really helps. It feeds into the collective and the rising of all of us, because if you look at it like we're in a huge big, and we've probably talked about matrix, we're in a huge big kind of matrixy energy, and we can go, there's going to be a tug and pull of both vibrations, but we need to look at what do we want to where do we want to put our energy into this really dark, dingy, murky kind of stuff, or do we want to try and release that in ourselves so we can sit here to aid those that are in that energy to raise up, because that's part of the ascension process. So it's about, it is about the collective, and there is a lot of unrest and dis-ease going on through those energies, but it's about us individually. You think, oh, I'm just one little soul, that doesn't mean a lot, but it does actually mean a great deal, because you're part of the catalyst of the change, and in changing yourself, you're aiding others to change and come with you on the journey. And not all souls will come on the journey in this incarnation, and that's okay. That we just need to send light and keep sending light to all, really, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I love that you say it, because I'm gonna say, before I really started my journey, I'm gonna say, into healing. I used to have that same
Mm,
mindset. Like what can little old me do? Like, thinking that, that it doesn't
mm,
have an effect. But as I continued through my healing journey, and then I'm also a lover of physics, and I started
mm,
putting it kind of into the physics model. Like, if you really think
yeah.
about it, you may not actually see the effects, but according to the laws of physics, once you observe something in you, and a frequency in you, or a wave,
Hmm.
right? It
Yeah.
turns into a particle. So if we heal that wave, that then has turned into a healing particle, the particle that is connected to that frequency, and it could be clear across the other side of the world, is now mirroring that. And whether you know it or not, you can heal something within yourself, and the minute you heal it, that person that's on the other side of the world all of a sudden may actually feel that shift in their body, because that particle is
Absolutely.
on the same frequency. And so, to make it a little bit sciencey here, but it's true. Like, we have,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I guess that's just another way of looking at it, of knowing that we have proven that fact, that really can happen. So imagine when you heal those frequencies, who you may, or the group of people that you may be healing, all on the other side, right?
Absolutely. And in I know it sounds odd, but in the work that I'm doing, I can see like it could help other souls in other time, places, and spaces, like
Yes.
multi-dimensional. Because if you collapse what's going on in a realm of existence that isn't great, that is affecting us in this realm here, then it heals for more than just here. It can heal thousands and loads of souls all at once.
Yes.
Everyone's changing it. So, so you think but your healing is making such an impact, and that's
Mhm.
really what I encourage people, because sometimes, and I don't know about you, Kelly, but sometimes you think, oh no, not more, and this isn't working for me. But actually, when I look back, it has really worked for me, because I've been on the same healing journey that I'm obviously gifting through sessions with others. We were talking about this earlier, but I was doing every day of the week for years, and now I'm down to 3 or 4 times a week, but I'm still doing that inner work because they're still triggers. And when you think that they told me upstairs, we've had trillions and trillions of lifetimes that we've walked through experience, we would have had very many tiny little energetic, not seen by the human eye, obviously, energy. We can't see it and say, oh, look, there's a bit of trauma. But we would have had different events that happen that all we can continue healing, they told me. Because I once asked one of my friends, how long, how much longer? And she said, how long? They said upstairs, how long is a bit of string? But that doesn't make it depressive. That makes it just, yeah, part of our journey. We can
Yeah,
do as much of it as we want, or we can like heal in other ways. As I've said, we can do some inner work as long as we're reflecting, they told me upstairs, and reflecting on what's coming up for us and bring it to our awareness. And yeah, and then we just need to kind of let it go,
that's beautiful.
not
Uh,
hold it.
to support what you said before we came on, I did a bunch of healing this
Did
morning
you?
for
Yeah,
myself, and that's I feel like that's just part of it because when you heal, you expand. When you heal, you
absolute.
expand. And that and it's really in that healing where that beauty is of that expansion. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm right there with you. I had to heal some stuff this morning. I didn't even know. I just sat in meditation and I was like, oh, I'm like, that hurts. Like
yeah,
I gotta take care of that. So
yeah,
yeah, and I think if it's possible, because I know not everybody everybody has time to do it or even the patience to do it, but I always recommend like doing a little bit a day. And just like you said, it doesn't have to be anything major. And maybe looking at
no.
yourself in the mirror going, I am amazing. You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about yeah, affirming your beauty, your light. It doesn't always have to be the deep, deep stuff, or it could just be taking time out for yourself. And
Yeah.
that's healing in itself, because many of us don't do that. We rush about, we do this, we do that, but we never take time just to be and be there for ourselves. And that's equally as important when we're talking about healing. And laughter and joy is really healing. So we need to look at all the ways we can heal. We're talking about this energy work, but there are other things we can do to support our healing.
I love it. Absolutely.
Mm,
So you have a meditation for us.
yeah.
Would you like to do that now? And then after we can take some
Yes.
questions from the audience if they'd like to come off mute or put it in the chat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful.
I'm going to do a meditation and a small bit of healing surrounding remembering your divine roots.
Oh, I love
Um, yeah, so we're just if you're sitting comfortably, I do speak a bit of light language, so I'm just
it.
gonna bring that in. It's just imagining now a beautiful golden platinum light coming down from Creator. Ish is us. Imagining that light now traveling down to your head. Imagining that light now going down through the body, down and down till it reaches your feet. Ish is us. Imagining that light Going down through new earth, gold and platinum earth. And that light coming back up through air, up and up, till it reaches your feet. Taking that light now up through the body, up and up. Shooting it up through the universe till we get to a beautiful place that's right for you. Alu Elohim. Sitting in the light and the glory with Creator now. Just accepting some key energy as you step in. Some beautiful light with Creator. Do you feel peace surround you? Love surround you? Protection? And the glory? Passion? Knowing you beauty? Feeling worries start to fade in this moment. Alu Elohim. As we surround you with light, remembering your roots, Iki Ish Is Us Us. As you are reminded now of your divinity, of your glory, and of your light, the Creator surrounds you now in this glory, in this light. We send some healing to any lost connection of this glory within you, Iki Ish Is Us Us. Healing some struggles, healing some worries. As all listening, now remember the joy of childhood, of skipping through fields, of laughter, of beauty and light. This is your roots, Alu Elohim. You are a divine child, Iki Ish Is Us Us. With peace surrounding you. Do sit in this beauty and peace, taking a deep breath now. Breathing out worries. Breathing out hardship. Do you remember your roots? As you remember childhood joy, the key is us. You are a child of Creator. As we are align you now with this joy, releasing old energies, you see yourself in fields of joy now, fields of light, skipping with the exuberance of a new day, remembering your divinity, remembering your roots, the key is us. Taking a moment of peace. So you are really realigned with light. As you take a deep breath, just stepping out with that energy now, back to Creator, in that beautiful place. As we begin to travel back down through the universe, a key is us. Bringing our glory, our light, our skipping in childhood joy from the divine, as you are the divine, down to our heads, down through the body, down through earth, grounding, up through the earth, up through the body. And as you sit with your eyes shut for a moment, breathing, while we anchor this beauty, this light, this knowledge that you are divine, remembering your roots. To bring that glory and that light, that joy and the skipping and the knowledge. Taking a deep breath now. You're grounding and you start to wiggle your fingers and toes. We ground you back. And when you're ready, just slowly opening your eyes.
Thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you
Oh,
so
good.
much.
Oh,
Yes.
good. I'm glad you, enjoyed it.
Yes, it was so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that with all of us. I'm like, Lynn
That's
has
okay.
something to say. She raised
Oh,
her
bless
hand right
Lynn.
away. Yes. Lynn, yeah, come off mute. What would you like
Hello.
to
Yes,
Hi,
thank you
Lynn.
for, hello. Thank you for that wonderful, loving meditation. It was just beautiful.
Oh,
Yes.
thanks. Bless you.
Mhm. Yes, thank you. I wanted to ask if you have any guidance for me. My daughter Molly has chosen a couple weeks ago to not have any contact with me. It's around money, and it's been coming for a long time. Her issues with money and me and other people too. It's like she feels like she's deserved of it or can steal it, take it. And
Mm,
yeah, anyway, I
yeah,
know it's not my issue totally, but I am connected with her. And I just, I wonder if you
yeah.
have any guidance.
Really. Well, I'm picking up on the energy of being troubled. So we're looking at energy here. We, as we said, we're looking at the energy of everything, and it's
Mm-hmm.
troubled. And so that's what I'm picking up for you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Going over and over, kind of yeah, it's very troubling for you, obviously, because we're looking at the energy. Um, so it's about you trying to find a place, coming back to some more peace. They're telling me. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
The general theme is troubled. So
Okay.
it's there's a lot of troubled around. I don't know if she's also running this troubled energy. And it's also kind of looping about a bit. It's a bit caught in loops. They're showing me
Mm-hmm.
it's like looping, troubled. Um, mm, and there's some troubled vibes. That's not a word I do use a lot, but between there's some troubled vibes. So the vibes are going back and forward, if you like.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing. So it's about um, yeah, looking at troubled vibes and also the vibe that how does that make you feel? What vibe does that take you to? They're asking me to ask you.
Um, the it's like a big, big question of why she feels that she needs to be this way, that, to steal
Mm,
and feel
mm,
like she's owed this money, deserved of it. And because
mm,
it's not serving her, there's something really deeper than I, can comprehend. I know it's her path, but I
mm,
feel for her, that it's affecting her life in such a huge way. I mean, she's really cut off communication with me, not with my sister, but
mm.
yeah.
Well, I am picking up on troubled, and I think there's some deep-rooted troubled energy going on there. But
Hmm.
it's also troubling you. The trouble
Right.
is, obviously saying the trouble is with trouble, but the trouble kind of extends. So it's kind of become troubled to you because of the troubled energy around it all. So
Hmm.
it kind of can extend around all of us, and it's basically about you. Obviously, there's some feelings of devastation around all this. Obviously,
Hmm. Yeah, and taking advantage of me, no, not respecting me, some anger,
yeah,
which I didn't used to have that
yeah,
much, but
no. Well, anger's always come up to be held, but I think it. I am picking up that the first thing we look at is troubled because when you're troubled, it can cause anger, it can cause fear, it can cause upset. And obviously, she's
hmm,
also troubled, but she's
right.
caused you troubles. So,
Hmm.
and there's a vibe of troubled around both of you that I'd look at.
Okay,
So, yeah,
thank you.
so yeah, is your journeying together been troubled?
It
Through
has
summer.
since,
Yeah,
yes,
and that's
since
what
she's
I'm
been
picking
seven.
really.
And
Yeah.
she was rejected by her dad. She told me
Oh,
I couldn't be pregnant. And you were talking about being yelled at. I was yelled at by the OB nurse in the delivery room,
oh dear. It's
when I was
terrible.
delivering her, and she got stuck. I was 2 weeks overdue and she got stuck, and it took a nurse and a doctor. When I had a C-section, she was so stuck. They had to push, and when I had to pull, it took a few extra minutes. So she did not want to be born.
No, and it sounds quite traumatizing for you. And sometimes when we've had traumatic birth experiences, it can affect stuff as well. So
Hmm.
if you healed that in yourself, it could heal something in her as well.
Hmm.
So it's yeah, there's lots of, like we talked about, there's little offshoots, but it's looking at, yeah, I think troubled energy and trying to take yourself out of the vibe of being troubled, because
Right.
this energy goes round in loops. Like,
Hmm.
she does things that make you
Hmm.
troubled, and then then you react in ways that trouble you yourself, your inner you
Right.
that isn't you,
Hmm.
that doesn't feel like it should be you. So it's a lot of troubling energy, uh,
Yeah.
pull up on vibes from probably, yeah, each other's reactions and actions, because
Hmm.
every action produces a reaction, and it's about coming out of that loop of and that
Hmm.
vibe kind of energy, and finding within yourself peace again, really, because we
Right.
can't always change someone else's
No.
path or actions. We can only really change our own.
Hmm. Right.
And then
Well,
when we change our own, it can be a catalyst for those others to change, or maybe not. They might not
hmm
change, but it's a catalyst for healing for others as well. So
right. Well, thank you.
yeah,
Yes,
that's all
I'll
right.
tune into that and find
Yeah,
more peace,
yeah,
peace with that,
yeah,
and yeah, not try to put
mm,
my energy to her. That's hard. To send her love and let her be
yeah.
on her
Send,
path, and she may choose that to be away from,
mm,
not contact me for the rest of her life. I need to accept that. Maybe that's part of it. I haven't gotten there
mm.
yet.
Well,
It's
I
her
don't think
thing.
we can look at future. I think we need to live a little bit in the moment of now and
Okay.
what you can do in this moment and now, because down the path, things
Mm-hmm.
can change. The more you heal, the more things can change. So I
Mm-hmm.
always believe that things can, if they're meant to be reformed, I
Mm-hmm.
do believe that. Even if the other person isn't always doing the work, if you're doing the work, it can reform it and reform what may have happened.
Yeah.
Outcomes are not set in stone, they're malleable. So when we
Right.
ever look at anything, we say someone comes and they want to know about the future's malleable. So what we do today may change the future for
Mm-hmm.
tomorrow. So you could have someone say, oh, that's not going to, but no one really knows, because if you're doing that work,
Mm-hmm.
things change all around you, and it can become, yeah,
And
much more glorious.
that could be part of it. I've been doing a lot of work on myself the last few years, and she may be
Yeah,
picking up on that and pushing and moving away, doesn't understand it, unconsciously, not
absolutely.
consciously, but so it's
Yeah,
hard to know.
yeah,
But thank you very
yeah.
much.
That's all
Appreciate it.
right. That's
All right.
okay.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Lynn,
Bye.
for coming off mute and asking a question. I know that especially something so personal is not always easy to do. So thank you for doing that and feeling feeling brave enough to share. Um,
Yeah.
does anybody else have any questions or comments or yeah, have anything for Sarah?
Lovely.
All right. Well, I did want to share. Linda did make a comment again in the chat, and she said, "Bless you both." So thank you so much,
Ah,
Linda. That's so nice. Thank you so much.
that is lovely. Thanks, Linda.
Yeah. So, okay, so we are going to move in. So, part of the reason why I did create this series was for a nonprofit that I felt so passionately about creating called She Rises Foundation. And that foundation
Thanks.
is about just helping women step into their feminine leadership, however that may look. And you so graciously have donated a gift. You graciously have given a gift for us to be able to put up for a donation to raise money for scholarships and startups if women want to go into business or for school or whatever it is that they're needing. So would you like to talk? You have two, right? Two gifts you're giving?
Yeah, I've got a meditation gift that that's been gifted, and you can listen to that meditation again and again. I think I'm not sure if there were two. I think there was one with the mini holiday, and
Mhm.
thought I'd sent two, but also am offering a free 1 hour healing workshop, talking a bit more about Akashics and also Ascension. But we're doing some meditation work like this, and I'm quite happy to answer questions or tune in for anyone there. One kind of little tune in each, and some personal affirmations and stuff like that. So depending how many's on, might not get to give everyone their own affirmation or healing, but there'll definitely be healing on the group call. We'll be doing some nice meditation healing and some activations. So if anyone does want to join, I do have to send you the new link, however.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yeah, the old link, yeah, I changed the date, which was my fault. So the old link, don't think it works. So I'll get that over to you, Kelly, and to put
Perfect.
on.
And there is a question from Linda. She wants to know when that group healing will be.
Yeah, that is the 16th of October at 5 p.m. UK time.
Beautiful. All right.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any other questions? Oh, she said heartfelt thanks.
Oh, bless.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes, so beautiful. So you have a meditation and you're also offering a group healing. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much
That's
for
okay.
offering that to go towards the foundation. Uh, I have so much, like, you have no idea how much love I have in my heart
Oh,
to
bless you.
be able to do this and for you to just so graciously offer two gifts for donation. So thank you so much. I
Well,
appreciate you
thank
so
you, Kelly,
much.
because what you're doing for women, you're beautiful, and you're beautiful soul, and you're doing such beautiful work for
Yeah.
women, and yeah, and for the world.
Thank you. Thank you so much for seeing me. I appreciate that. So
Yeah.
I have to tell you, you do have to come back. So please book another spot and come back because
Oh, Shan.
I love having you here and your energy is amazing. So
Oh,
I
bless
would
you.
love to offer to have you come back again and
Thank you.
yeah, and do this again. So
Yeah, absolutely. It'd be
yeah.
lovely.
I would love that. And a huge thank you to our participants, our viewers that showed up today and to be so courageous to just share. A huge thank you to all of you. A huge thank you to everybody that watches the live and the replay. Uh, my heart is so full and I am so grateful uh to each and every single one of you. And we'll be back again. Oh, a huge announcement. I did open up additional days. It used to only be on Fridays. But I am now also doing the series on Tuesdays. So you can find us on Tuesdays and Fridays, the same time, 12 p.m. Arizona time. So when you check your time zone, you have to check Phoenix time because Arizona is a little bit different. We do not change time when the rest of the world does,
Good.
which makes it so confusing. But yeah, so the She Rises live series will now be on Tuesdays and Fridays. So with that being said, we will be back again on Tuesday with another amazing speaker. And Sarah, thank you again. You are amazing. What you're doing I'm going to say on an individual level, on a collective level, on a macrocosm level is just beautiful and profound. So thank you so
Thank
much for
you. Thanks,
everything.
Kelly. Thank
So
you. Bless you.
so appreciative of what you're doing for all of us. And all right, everyone, until next time, so much love from my heart to yours, and we will see you again on Tuesday.
Thanks. Bye.